Star Friends. It has been a while. A lot has been going on. But today I decided that I wanted to talk on kindness. Kindness. So at work, I'm experiencing a lot of negativity right now between coworkers. Some that are leaving, some that kind of just help us out every once in a while, and some that are there all the time. And what I'm experiencing right now is, especially in this day of social media and living behind our computers and not being brave enough to say what we actually mean or think about each other, we like to post it online and tag people in it and then think that there are no repercussions to it. And in my opinion, that's cowardice and it's cruel. So what I'm experiencing right now is somebody is leaving us, but decides that they don't really care all that much anymore. And now this is my side of the story. Now, what it actually is, I'm just telling you my side, my opinion on this. Like, my opinion does not reflect anybody else in this story. But in my opinion, the person's being petty and being cruel. But that's my opinion. And my opinion could be wrong. I don't know what's going on in their lives. I don't know I'm not those two people. But from an outsider's perspective, somebody who has to manage the place I work and fix everything, it's inappropriate and it's cruel. And coming from somebody who has been posted about and recently been told something anonymously, basically that I was a crappy person and that I'm looking for people to love me and I don't deserve it, I just think that people need to man up. If you have a problem with me, or if you have a problem with anybody else in the world, why don't you talk to them? Why don't we have hard conversations? And everybody's so afraid of hurting people's feelings. But you hurt somebody's feelings for a moment when you have a hard conversation. But you hurt their feelings for a lifetime. You break their trust when you go behind their back, or make them doubt themselves, or you make them think that they're not good enough, or maybe they don't understand what they're doing. Maybe they don't realize how their actions are affecting somebody. When you have something in your teeth, you don't know it. It's not your fault, but somebody tells you and you appreciate it, as opposed to being embarrassed. And then you're just super self-conscious for the rest of the night that something else is in your teeth. And it's just, I'm a person who speaks in analogies. I don't know. I'm just so hurt and so frustrated with our world, everything these days. Like, you can't trust a single thing. Like, I'm online on dating apps and things like that. I'm single, and I would like to find someone. I would like to find somebody, but with the way I get interacted with on these dating apps, I don't have trust. People tell you what you want to hear, and then all of a sudden flip it around and want sex, or they want a booty call, or friends with benefits, but they said what they wanted you to hear to get you to talk to them, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, you're a hoe. I got called a skanky hoe the other day because somebody messaged me and said that they were interested, and I read over their profile and I basically saw that they had a few deal breakers, and those deal breakers would not work well with who I am as a person. And I was like, you know what? You seem really nice. However, I just don't think we're a good fit. You have these deal breakers, and you basically say there's no compromise on them. So I just want to let you know that they're things that aren't going to mold with my life very well. But I appreciate it, and I'm very flattered that you... And I was honest. I didn't ghost them. I didn't just not reply. I told them, like, hey, like, I acknowledge that you're reaching out to me. I appreciate it. You seem very nice. But based on this, I don't want to give it the time and effort because I see that you already don't like things that are a big part of my life. They responded and they're like, well, I guess we can look past those things, but the moment they become a priority over me, it's a no. And I was like, well, thank you for, trying to be flexible. However, I'm going to tell you right now, they're a big part of my life. So they're not going to necessarily be over whoever I decide to be with in my life, but that's my decision. And I feel that if I were to get involved with somebody who had problems with the way I live my life and who I am as a person, I feel like I would always constantly be insecure or uncomfortable and trying to hide that portion of my life. And that is something that I'm definitely trying to not do in my life, is try to please everyone else before me. I'm trying to find the love in me, to love everything about me, and then share that with somebody who can appreciate everything about me too. And I think that's highly important, not just in our relationships in life, but in our relationships with, like, what I meant to say was, not in our relationships as lovers and partners, but as friends and coworkers and employees and employers and just the world in general. And I know that I have been quite silent to a lot of my friends. I have not had the energy that I used to have to, like, put myself out there and put myself in uncomfortable situations. And I'm working on that. I have realized and can come to admit at this point in my life that I like to keep a very few people extremely close to me. And when I say extremely close, I want to confide in them. I want to do everything with them. I like to have just like my little grouping of people just right there with me. And generally ends up being a significant other and a few close friends. So my group generally tends to be like 5 people that I will keep close. And right now I'm down to like 2 people. 3. I'll say 3 people that I keep extremely close to me. I don't even think they realize how close and how much of an impact they do have on my life, because I don't let it know. I've kind of just always been told to keep my feelings inside of me. I've been, from a very young age, going through relationships, people just like, you're too emotional, you are too dramatic. And I've come to find I'm not dramatic, I'm not emotional, I'm the right type of emotion that I need. But people are accustomed to not talking about emotions anymore. You don't talk about it. I've been watching a lot of Boy Meets World lately to kind of like my fall asleep to thing, or while I'm doing projects and things. I've been watching Boy Meets World, and I've always very closely found myself connecting to Topanga, because Topanga doesn't really accept what won't work. It's not that she has her way or no way, but she requires a good amount of trust. And for me, trust is the biggest thing. Trust and honesty. You can hurt me as much as you want, but as long as you are honest and upfront with me, I generally can work through most things. And I realize watching this show, and now obviously it's a TV show, I know that things are scripted, but we used to have all these TV shows, Lizzie McGuire, even Stevens, Step by Step, all these old TV shows that did depict how relationships were, and like cookie cutter, like families. And the reason I say this is, they all talk to each other. Like, there was some lying and there was some mistakes made, but they always ended up talking to each other and having trust. And what I realize these days in families, anywhere I kind of see, is I hold that old value. I'm very old-fashioned. I hold that value of, if there's a problem, talk to me. Like, it's gonna sting and be really uncomfortable for a minute, but it's like getting in an icy pool. It's gonna be a shock for a moment, and then you will be fine, and then it'll be easier and easier to know that it's just gonna hurt for a second. Let's rip off the Band-Aid. Let's have a conversation. And let's be nice to each other. I think that's my biggest thing about not making new friends or not going out, is I don't trust people, and I'm scared of new acquaintances. They terrify me. Like, you go out to a bar and the first thing that happens is a guy that comes up to you and he's like, hey. And I think my last experience was the guy had a girlfriend, but he was like, but I'd play around with you. And I'm like, okay, well, I respect that you have a girlfriend, and I probably respect her feelings. So no, also, I don't do that. And he's like, then why are you at a bar? I'm like, well, I guess I just wanted to have a drink. And I was just sitting there reading a book. What do you do these days in Savannah? Like, where am I going to go? The library at 1 a.m? I do enjoy going out to the bars. I do enjoy that social aspect. I don't enjoy getting, like, drunk. I don't enjoy that at all. I don't want to go do drugs or party or anything like that. I value good conversation. I value just, like, shooting pool or throwing some darts and just enjoying people's company. But being here, I don't have a lot of friends, so it's like, how do you meet anyone anymore? So I've been online a lot, and I have like all the dating sites, but I don't have a lot of conversations, and the ones that I do trust or see that, okay, maybe this person's different, don't end up being that way. So I guess the point of this talk is like, we need to start having hard conversations with each other. We need to trust each other more, and then not take that trust for granted. I'm a person that I will, if you need help, I'll generally say yes. I have a hard time saying no to helping people. I really do. And it's been a very big impact on my life, but it's also been a very hard aspect on my life. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, say yes, say yes, say yes. The say yes motion, like, but if you keep saying yes so much that it hurts who you are as a person. And that's what I'm realizing, what I'm going through right now, is I say yes to too many other people's wishes, and I don't say yes enough to my own. Like, where do I want to be? What do I want to be doing with my life? And those are things that I'm discovering. I realize that this video is probably very unorganized and jumbled in thoughts, but I'm going to leave it that way. I'm going to leave it raw and open for how my thoughts came out right now, because I'm trying to open up, and I'm trying to open myself up to be more honest with people. A few of my close friends know that I'm known for hard conversations. I will put you on the spot for a moment to bring about something that's bothering me so bad that I know it may destroy a friendship before I let it destroy a friendship. To those of you who are friends with me in real life, I'm sorry if I've been more silent. I've been discovering me and trying to figure out who I am, and I appreciate all those of you who have reached out to me personally. Sometimes I'm just not in a mental state to respond just yet, and that's where I'm at. I'm looking to be more vocal. I'm looking to be more out there and adventurous, and I want to do more things. I think I'm just scared, and I think everybody's scared. But really, this situation at work where people are just being mean to each other really kind of put it in perspective to me of, you know, these are people who claim to be friends or had good relationships, and they are just attacking each other on social media. Now, in their eyes, I bet you they think that they're just having a bit of fun, but it's like in school when somebody teased you relentlessly. Now, I had that. I moved to New Jersey after being a North Carolina girl for a very long time, and I had a very, very hard time fitting in. I had one boy who consistently thought it was funny to call me redneck lady. So he always wore this red hoodie, and he would always point to it and then his neck. And he thought he was being funny. He thought the joke was funny. And the first maybe 16 times I saw him do it, I was able to put that aside. It was like, oh, he's being funny. I can laugh at it. I can laugh with you. But then after the 30th, 40th, 50th time of seeing him do it relentlessly every day, I was going through a bad day. I had somebody play a prank on me that wasn't very kind. And I walked into Spanish class, I sat down, he turned around and he did it, and I broke. You never know what somebody is experiencing in a moment, and that moment that you make that teasing remark may be the moment that they decide that they are done, that they are over it, that they can't take it anymore. Like, people are strong, and people are strong in general. I think most people are. People aren't just like a drop of a dime just gonna like break down on you. But have you ever looked at maybe the joke that you're saying to somebody, or the nickname you're calling someone, or, you know, whatever joke that you feel that you keep saying may get to them, or like, oh, that was cute, it was funny at first, but now like we're in a moment of our lives, like, why haven't we gotten past that? And I realize, like, I'll hold on to little inside jokes and things like that because I want to feel relatable to the person. But at the same time, you really have to look at it as, are you prolonging the joke more than it needs to be? Are you calling somebody out on social media where they can't see your joking tone or your face or anything like that, inviting other people to comment on it who also may feel certain ways, or just by your lead, or maybe they find you a role model, maybe they take your direction and they're like, oh, if she's doing it or he's doing it, I can do it, and it's fine. And then what ends up happening is, on a comment that could have been harmless at first, becomes something that's hurtful because other people are attacking it, and then other people who don't even understand what's going on jump in too because they want to be included. Everybody wants to feel that they're part of it, and Facebook and Instagram and all those things allow us to be included in people's lives that we normally wouldn't be able to be included in. And when you post something about a specific person or a specific event, place, everything, it welcomes, it automatically gives people an opportunity to chime in on it. And what you may not realize is maybe somebody was feeling awful, or maybe somebody, was angry at somebody and they decide to chime in. And what ends up happening is you have a hazing moment. Maybe they don't deserve it. Maybe you did have those feelings, but maybe it's not your business to blow it up. Maybe that's something that they're working on. Maybe it's an annoying tick that they have, but they're working on it and they fixed it, and you've just pulled them 10 steps back. Where are you now? Are you any better than anybody has done to you? I'm sure there's nobody out there who has never been made fun of. I'm sure there's nobody out there that hasn't made fun of somebody. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect, that I haven't made fun of somebody. All I'm saying is maybe we need to check ourselves and really realize our impact on the people around us. Like, you never know who's looking up to you. You never know who's looking to you for guidance, for how to act or how to be a person. Maybe they really respect or love your style, and then you do this thing that turns them into thinking, oh, if they do it, why don't I try it? And then you have people in trouble who maybe didn't understand that mean comment, or what they were doing was wrong, because they were just following the lead of somebody that they admired, that they really saw, they thought they had their shit together, and they really respected you enough to mimic you. So I'm gonna end my rant, but this I ask of you. Have a hard conversation today. Tell somebody who maybe is making you uncomfortable that they're making you uncomfortable, but then say, hey, it's cool, I just want to make you aware of it. Then maybe be kind to somebody you're not normally kind to. Maybe realize that everybody needs kindness in the world. You don't know what they're going through. Don't just judge people by the covers that they show. And I'm going to try my best to live by that too, because I'm just seeing so much cruelty in the world. I'm seeing so many people just harping on other people, and they don't know, what they're harping on, So let's be nice to each other, and let's make a difference, and I don't know, be a role model. Like, what would you want your little sister, little brother, or your kid to do if you had them? What would you want your dog to do? I look at my dog and I go, what is my dog judging me on right now? Like, what am I doing that maybe my dog's like, Mama, don't do that. That sounds stupid to you, but that's my baby. That's who I'm protecting in the world right now. Somebody's protecting somebody. Everybody has someone, whether they think they do or not. So go out there and make a difference, and be kind to each other, and stop hiding behind social media, because it's just mean. It's just another form of that note or that Sharpie writing on the bathroom wall of bullcrap where, you can hide behind it and nobody, you don't think there's repercussions, but there are. They're just ones you don't see. So have a great day, Star Friends, and I hope that you have a little positivity in your day today. Bye now.